Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 1st, 2022. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Stock market is very volatile of late. Be careful. Go after the better candidates. So with that, today we will look at stocks with a heavy insider and institutional buying. When insiders buy their own stock and institutional buy the stock, that means this insider and institutions they think stock price is going to higher, especially insider knows so much about their own company. When they put their own money and buy, that means there's a very high chance that these stocks will go higher. So with that, today we'll look at few stocks here. So on the front cover, I got a picture here of Van. It's into housing. They have stunning interior and exterior doors, and this company has dropped off big time, mainly because housing stocks are down off late. So with that, Van also came down. Insiders are buying big time. Let's see if it's good to buy. And also we look at many more and see which ones we can buy and look through the methodology of how to select these insider and institutional buy stocks. So with that, let's jump in. We'll start with a quick market update. Look at stocks with the volume, more than 500,000 shares traded. And first we'll look at heavy insider buying, and then we'll look at heavy institutional buying. So with that, let's jump in. Look, from a market perspective, market is very volatile, as many of you know. Market is very volatile. Look, it came down big time, went higher, now we got down again. Look, it's trying to retest the lows here. Dow Jones is still stronger, as you can see here. And then we got S&P 500. This one successfully retested the low here. At these levels, I'm interested to buy slowly and accumulate some good chunk of SPY. And then you got Nasdaq. Nasdaq is one of my favorite. Down big time, successfully retested the lows here. I'm also accumulating some QQQ in this wide sell-off here. And then you got Russell. Russell actually broke down below the previous low here. So I'll be willing to buy some Russell here and accumulate. And look, gold is safe haven, as many of you know here. Gold is trying to do well. When there's a geopolitical uncertainty, folks will flock to gold, which is normally a good place to park some money here. So at these levels, when the market sells off, I'll be buying some gold, especially as a hedging strategy. And then you got crude oil here. Crude oil, look, it's trying to go higher. So crude oil is a good play here. And we got geopolitical tensions, and oil nations are producing not too much oil. They're very disciplined. So with that, oil is in here for a run as we go forward. So I'll be buying some oil. I also love Chevron as well as Exxon at these levels here. I'll be buying some of those names. And look, we got bond here. Bond is not it's really very weak, as you can see here. There's a good support level here, but government tapering down and selling the bond doesn't have too much conviction to go higher. And then you got interest rates that's going higher. That's causing some issue with the stock market, especially stocks with the high debt load. They have to pay more interest. And look at folks who want to buy some house and have some mortgage, they will end up paying more interest. So that's why housing stocks are tanking with the interest rates going higher. So we got to be selective in this market, but you can't be wrong with these big ETFs like SPY, QQQ, Russell, which is IWM, and even XLV, which is healthcare. You know, some of my favorite names. All right, now let's jump in here and look at the stock with the heavy insider buying. Look, this chart is sorted by insider buying. Look at the insider buying percentage here. These insiders have bought a lot of their own stock in the recent past. So with that, look, we got top of the list here, Groupon. Groupon is a $19 stock. And look, it's got a nice overall score of 55. Anything over 50 is a relatively better company. And look, this has got both insider buy as well as institutional buy. And sales is pretty good here, $967 million. And sales growth has come down, as you can see here. Not a great sign, but you know, it's got some positive net margin, as you can see here, 12% positive net margin. That's a good one here. They got a little bit high debt load, as you can see here. Current ratio is manageable, 0.9. I like the current ratio to be a little bit higher, but I think it works here a little bit contrarian type play here. But the stock, look, it's in a 5-day time frame, it went higher. That tells you these insiders are really want to buy their own stock, pushing the stock higher, as well as institutions, look, they're also buying. That's pushing the stock higher in the near term. But in the long term, look, stock is down in 1 year, 2 year, 5 year. That's why this one is a contrarian play. Normally I love to look at the stock which is good long term and weak short term, but this one is a weak long term and trying to gain some momentum. That's why it's a contrarian type play here. Look, from an earnings perspective, the earnings is coming up 5/9, which is May 9th, and there's a good EPS growth as well as revenue growth next year. So analysts are bullish about this company. So that's why it's a good play here. And as usual, keep watching 1 day, 5 day, 10 day. If you see some positive here, that means these stocks might go higher. There's a good chance. If you look at the same theme here, then you got here Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix also came down big time here. You could take a look at Stitch Fix here. Overall score is 12, which is a little bit less, but this one is trying to go higher in 5-day time frame, as you can see here. And there is a nice high insider buying here, and institutions also buying, but not too much. So you could take a look at this play here, Stitch Fix, and buy some. And then you got JLED or JELD, actually JELD-WEN. Look, JELD-WEN is a profitable company. Overall score is 57. That's why I like this one better. And it's a profitable company. Net margin 4%. Little bit high debt to equity, but their current ratio is 2, which is good. Over 1 is always good. And look, this stock is trying to gain some momentum in the near term here. That's why I think it's a good one to buy up here. This one also has got good 2-year performance here, 73%. And then you got a few more, as you see here. We got one right here, Six Flags. Look, Six Flags is trying to go higher in a 3-month time frame. As folks start going into this entertainment theme park, as summer comes along, Six Flags can go higher. That's the thesis for Six Flags here. You could buy some Six Flags. So as usual, keep watching 1 day, 5 day, 10 day. If you see some nice improvements, you could go there and buy those names. We got one more here, BHG. Stock is trying to go higher in a 5-day time frame. You could buy that one too here. And stocks with a high overall score, I love them. Look, Insight is a good one here. You could buy it here, 100 score, which is very, very, very good. And then got a few more here. Xerox is trying to reinvent itself for a long time. Looks like insiders are buying Xerox. You could buy some Xerox here, and it's got net margin is just 7% negative, but this one could also work as a contrarian type play here. And we got a few more as you scan through here. We got Evergy here. Many of you know this stock here, $67. Insiders are buying, institutional buying. You could buy this Evergy stock here, and look, it's done good long term, but short term is struggling. And we got a few more. I love the ones with high overall score here. We got one more right here, APAM. Look, APAM is looks like a lot of people are institutions are buying. Insiders are buying. You could buy some APAM at these levels. This will also do very well. This one, I think it's just $32 stock, as you can see here. You could buy some APAM here. All right, so now let's jump in and look at a few more. So you could follow the same methodology as usual. Keep a watch on insider and institution and see how the stock is doing long term in a 1 year, 2 year time frame. We want stocks to be a little bit better, and then look at overall score. Higher the better. All right, so with that, we'll look at 1 or 2 names and go from there. We got Shift4 here. Shift4 is a fintech play, as many of you know here. Overall score is 35, and stock is responding and going higher in 5-day time frame. And you could buy some Shift4 here. And if you're a contrarian, you could also buy SV here. SV is also, look, both insider and institutions are buying, and stock is down and it's trying to go higher in a 1-day time frame. When market got sold off, SV wanted to go higher, so you could take a look at such plays here. And we got a few more with the nice high overall score here. Look, we got, let's see here, I think it's the new mark. Let's take a look. Yeah, new mark. And look, we got some insider buy here. And look, it's got high overall score. Stock is sold off in the near term. Long term, it did well in 2-year time frame. We could buy some new mark here. And then we got few more. We got Thor. As many of you know, they got a lot of RVs and recreational vehicles. And high score. Stock is down near term, as you can see here. Long term in 2 years, 20%. You could take a look at such contrarian type play here. It also has got net margin, which is positive. Company is profitable. All right, so if you're a conservative investor, keep watching the net margin here. You want positive net margin companies like the one right here, Navient. Look, it's a positive net margin, 32% profit margin here. You could take a look at such companies. It also has a high overall score. And we got one more with nice high overall score here, GBIO. You could look at that. Take a look at this one also here. Not GBIO, I think it's the one right. I think it's the Navient. Nice overall score. You could buy that one also. All right, so keep watching the overall score also. If anything is over 50 overall score, those are relatively better companies. All right, now what we'll do is we'll shift the gear and look at the stocks with a heavy institutional buying. These are the big institutions putting their money and buying these stocks. Keep watching. It's sorted by institutional buying. We got high institutional buying at the top here. We got PCT, Pure Cycle at the top here. Nice institutional buy as well as institutional buy. Nice next year EPS growth as well as earnings growth. Stock is sold off here and trying to recover in 1 month and 3 months. As a contrarian, you could put some money here. It does not have too much fundamentals yet, given company is relatively new. And then you got a few more. One of my favorite is Bosch Health, BHC. This company is trying to split itself. And look, stock is sold off big time. You could buy some Bosch Health at these levels. And I also like CTKB here. This is also a good one. Look, it's trying to go higher in 5-day time frame. You could buy some CTKB and go from there. And we got a few more as usual. Keep watching 1-day, 5-day, 10-day, and even 1 month how the stock is doing. If you see some positive uptick here, you could buy those. For contrarians, Hippo is a good one for contrarians. This stock is trying to go higher in 5-day time frame, and overall low score, just a $1.88 stock for contrarians. You could look at this one here. No fundamentals yet. So we got a few more. As you can see here, we talked about Navient already. And look at the stocks with the overall nice overall score here. We got one right here, AMRN, just $2 stock here, positive net margin. And look, overall score 94. You could take a look at that one also. And we got a few more with the 55 score here. We got Groupon. We talked about this already. And we got one more with 57 score here with the GELD. We talked about this one also. That also works here. A good one here. And somewhere in between, you got 45 overall score. That also works here. And you could take a look at that one too. All right, so this list continues here. We got a few more. Keep a watch on institutional transactions here. These are sorted by ascending order, higher first. You could look at a few names here. We got GitLab, which is one of my favorite, and also IVZ, both high insider buying as well as institutional buying. Look, IVZ has got better overall score here. You could go after such names here. And we got a few more with nice overall score, Doc or Physicians. Look, we got both inside institutional buying and very high overall score here. You could take a look at that one also. As usual, keep a watch on overall score, higher the better. And we got some names with nice overall score. And we also keep watch on 1-day, 5-day, 10-day. If your stock is trying to make a move there, you could buy those stocks slowly and go from there. All right, so with that, thank you very much. Happy investing. Oh, let's do a quick conclusion here. From a conclusion perspective, look for stocks performing well in 2-year, 5-year time frame and underperforming in 3-month and 6-month and 1 year. So that will give you a good idea. There is a long-term stocks are doing well. Long-term thesis is intact, but short-term stocks are selling off. There is some temporary weakness. And look for RSI or relative strength index below 50 or so. So that way it's sold off. and stocks are showing some improvement in 1 day, 5 day, 10 day. That tells you stocks are really struggling in the near term because of this market wide sell-off, but long-term theory or story is intact. And conservative traders look for a positive net margin and positive free cash flow, and also overall score more than 40, so that way you don't burn yourself. And here are some stocks that you can take a look at. You got Groupon, Stitch Fix, JLAD, Peloton, CTKB, Shift 4 or 4, PCT, BHC, Navient. Take a look at those names and see if it fits your investment criteria, and you could take advantage of this big insider and institutional buying and make some money. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.